Okay, YouTube. Boon Headshot here. Happy to finally bring you a plus 12. We're running Mists. Gonna be talking about the big differences between the 11 to 12 jump. What you see here, we've got all the packs going, and I'm using all of the cooldowns to take down a caster as quickly as possible before switching over to the villager. But while I've got a second, 12s are no joke, and what a lot of people don't understand moving into the 12s is the amount of damage that goes out single target, the amount of damage that goes out party-wide. If you've never been in a 12 before, or if you're struggling with the 12s, understand that if it's everybody's first time in a 12, it's going to be a crazy wall to climb up before you start taking 12s down. The healers have to be ready for it. You have to be using your defensives correctly. The lasers went out, a feint goes out. If you get targeted more than once with the villager's single target laser, you have to use cloak. There's just no way around it. And here I go for the shroud. Not sure if the group wanted to skip that pack and get the mushrooms first. I've seen it go both ways. But moving into this pack, this is just quick bleed cleave and take them down, and we go get the mushrooms before starting the next pack. And another thing can be said is that almost every pack in a 12 is, you have to treat it like a mini boss. Everything has to be done correctly as the key goes higher in difficulty. There is no room for the error. So this group, a couple casters, make sure you're interrupting what you can. You can use your kick, and you can use your kidney in a pinch if you need to. You'll see me every now and then tab target to somebody casting if I don't think a kick's going to go out, or even if I just want to stop the damage going out in general. You just hit them with a full kidney shot. As long as there's no diminishing returns from the other stuns that have gone out, you can hit them for 7 seconds or so, hopefully. This is almost like a mini boss as well. You have to be careful with what gets DPS'd in this group. So we both, me and the Death Knight and the Shaman, were focusing down one. As you can see, the health on the other is not going down as fast, and that is because when these guys hit 50 HP, that AoE goes out. If you allow that AoE to go out with both adds at the same time, that will wipe the group. So one has to die first here, or at the very least, one has to hit 50 HP and finish his AoE before the next one. And there's the next Thrash going out that does AoE damage to the party. Tank did a very good job of ending that fight right here close to the boss. We didn't have to run up to him to start the fight. We're ready for them to turn hostile. I was almost too ready for them as the boss hit me first, even with tricks up, so that's pretty neat. Get your bleeds going on both targets. DPS down the big guy to that 20% marker. If you are a Lust character, you can turn your Lust on a little bit before 20% just to get a head start on it. Lust will last longer than the damage boost that you get. Tremor Totem is good here. Anything that'll stop the fear that goes out. If you get caught in that full fear, that could be potential wipe. So, mass dispels, things like that, are necessary for that AoE fear that goes out. You want to start trying to get a Darkest Night prepared early, or whenever the damage phase goes out on the actual boss. There goes the, I think Lust just went. So I'm holding Darkest Night, I get everything up and immediately start sending. All cooldowns go out. And you can see our DPS was pretty strong there. He went from like 80 down to 30 real fast. So we're able to two-phase this and move on from it. If you can't hit the big boss, run over and reset your bleeds on the small guy. It's always about that uptime. What can you do even if you can't do the DPS you want to do? He's about to break again. You switch back to the boss. That time I didn't anticipate it very well. I didn't get Darkest Night back in time. Vanishes on cooldown, so I'm just kind of having to hang out on the boss without that extra damage. And that was my mistake, but a small, in the grand scheme of things, a small mistake there. I didn't miss out on too much DPS from that. I throw Rupture back on the big guy just to help with energy recovery, and we focus down the main boss here. Rundown of the priorities that you want going on ads in the packs. You want to put up Caustic Spatter before you get Kingsbane going, because Kingsbane will apply its damages to the other enemies in the pack as long as Caustic Spatter is going, as well as the damage that comes out from its damage over time effect. So you definitely want Caustic Spatter up before you hit them with everything else. So after that 6 seconds of bleed cleaving, you really want to throw a Mutilate out first. And you see my later pack tells me when I've got Caustic Spatter up, because it turns green. The bar turns green. Green means go for me. That's how it's set up. And you'll see that I'm trying to have Spatter up before I go after cooldowns. Most of the time I do that correctly. Sometimes I might be looking at something else and it's just motor skill, muscle memory. But you'll want that Caustic Spatter going. That's one of your highest priorities. Make sure everything's got a bleed, and then make sure your main target has Caustic Spatter, and then you go crazy with your Fan of Knives and your Envenom. And your cooldowns, you throw those cooldowns whenever you know there's no boss coming, or if there's a big pack coming and you need to push everything out quick. thing that we should start talking about is how to control your Thistle Tea. In these higher keys, I am running both Sanguine Blades and Sudden Demise just for all of the extra bleed damage that I can possibly get. That hurts my single target out a good bit because I am not getting the extra window with Envenom to stack Envenom. If you have the Envenom stacks going, it gives you more time to link the Envenom charge together as long as you have that Envenom cooling down. And you can see that green bar underneath my energy bars that is going down. As long as you Envenom again while that green bar is still ticking, the Envenom's going to do a little bit more damage every time you use it. Without Twist the Knife, that timer is significantly shorter. So you just see me use Thistle Tea alongside with King's Bane. You want to, for the boss at the very least, have yourself 2 charges ready to go. That way you can Thistle Tea the entirety of the King's Bane and gain that extra 13% mastery, which mastery gives you more poison damage. And King's Bane is your biggest poison debuff that you can place on a target. You have to have Thistle Tea ready to go with King's Bane in these higher keys. You can't just let it auto drink. So, one of the most controversial, in my opinion, is the auto drink feature that is currently in your toolkit. Goes under 30 energy, you will automatically drink a tea. So you have to watch your energy at times. It's another thing to keep track of and watch. And in these higher keys, it can be hard to do because you're also trying to watch where to stand, the health of enemies, what the enemies are casting. All of that is something to be mindful of, and to do your best not to let your tea run out like I just did there. I even mouse over it because I got mad. I thought that I had counted out my energy correctly before I used that last Envenom on that single target boss. But it happens. So I know that the boss is coming up, and I'm trying to let those T's recharge. This is the last pack before the boss, so I'm holding all of the cooldowns. I believe the healer has the add-on which helps you solve the puzzle. You're seeing in the chat log there the solution to the puzzle for each room it goes into. I don't trust them. I've seen them go incorrectly, but you know, it could be an older version that I've seen that wasn't as accurate at solving it for you. I know Blizzard doesn't like having add-ons that play the game for you, so I could see it not working. But this iteration, or the newer stuff, it did just fine for us. When the Vulpin comes out, make sure that you slow it with Fan of Knives. You hit him with the Krypton Poison. Death Knight's really helpful here with his is slow as well. In a pinch or in emergencies, you can always kidney shot it, but remember, you can't get too close. Even if you touch it and if you are not the target and you still touch it, it will freeze you. They call for a CC there, and I give it a kidney. Charges are on 1 minute cooldowns along with King's Bane, so you should, as long as you are watching your energy correctly, always have one for King's Bane. The Death Knight had stunned it so many times that Kidney was immune. So you have to watch for that when that happens. The 2-minute cooldowns all go out again. See me using Vanish to reset Death Mark and also reset the improved growths on both targets. Druid realizes that we're a little tight on time. 10 minutes after Mistcaller is very close on time. I think that the tank does an excellent job here. I don't think we stop pulling all the way to the boss. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we speed run all the way down to finish clearing these ads. Remember to kick everything that the Stagthorn has, and to vanish, reset your bleeds, and use your cooldowns on big packs, while being mindful of when the boss is coming so that they are ready for the big war. what you watched just right there was the mechanic with the ads and then the mind link. We stack up to get control of the ads, to cleave the ads, and then when the tank gets that mind link debuff, they run away or in the opposite direction of the group, and you can help by moving away from the tank. But the best way to run this is to get stacked up for the ads and then to get away from the tank, and you see us start to get that mechanic in tune there a little better on the second run through of it. This phase we have to break through that shield to stop the AoE swirlies going out. Getting hit by one of those big guys will end the raid, as well as it does a bunch of damage pulsing out too, so you want to get through the shield as quickly as possible, and then the process repeats. I am using my Vanish to reset bleeds, reset improved Garrote, as well as easily get them spread to the ads. I'm saving my Vanish for when those come out. Poison swirlies getting a little unhinged here. When it initially starts, if you just barely move to the left, to the right, or above where it comes down, you can control how far it spreads. It remembers your movements every time it happens. So if you see somebody just running as fast as they can from it, as far as they can from it, you'll see the swirly just take off in a direction, and you might be in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Only the
I thought I had cloak there at the end
survive.
to survive that, but I did not. But luckily we got through it, so